But anyway, for now, let's go back and get that conversation going with the management of LIC Housing Finance. We have Tribhuwan Adhikari, MD and CEO of the firm, not joining in. The performance seemed fairly okay, Mr. Adhikari. Let's start by getting your sense on growth going ahead. Your disbursements have been really strong in the second quarter. The AUM growth is about 6% year on year. How are you likely to end the year? What's the full year AUM growth that you're envisaging right now?
Well, the full year AUM growth, as we had guided in the beginning of the year, that we were aiming for because we have a huge base, we are aiming for a double-digit growth, and we stick by that. So growth by the end of the year should be double digits, of course, low double digits, not high double digits. And as far as the business environment goes, we've done well, 27% growth sequentially from quarter one to quarter two. So doing okay, and I expect quarter three and quarter four traditionally are good business months for all of us as well as the industry. So going forward, we expect a good growth in business and meeting our guidelines for the AUM targets.
Mr. Adhikari, you know, your disbursement is growing very strongly, but AUM is not growing as much. Why would there be so much of a discrepancy? I know disbursals are on a smaller base and AUM is a large base, but it's, you know, at half the rate. Is there something we should take away from this?
No, nothing major. Of course, a bit of the downfall in the portfolio is due to the normal course of business. EMI is getting paid. Yes, there are some prepayments, part and full prepayments also there. And usual, yes, it's a competitive market. So pressure on BTs also. Okay. So that's why it's probably the high business growth is not being reflected in a high AUM growth.
Okay, and NIMs under pressure, as Nigel was asking you just before we lost your line. It is under pressure in year-on-year terms, of course, big pressure, but even quarter-on-quarter, there is pressure. Will it mount? Do you think you go below 2.7?
No, I don't think we'll go below 2.7. Beginning of the year, we had guided for 2.7 to 2.9. 2.73 is where we are right now. Sequentially, our reduction in incremental borrowings have come down slightly. So I think this is the bottom where we have hit, and going forward in Q3 and Q4, you can expect improvement in the NIMs.
Mr. Adhikari, when you gave that guidance, low double-digit growth for the book for this year, are you factoring in any contribution from PMAAS? Just trying to understand, I mean, to what extent are you involved with that scheme and how do you find the latest version of it?
Yes, we are involved in the scheme. Being the biggest HFC, we expect to be largely into the scheme. And in the past, we have done pretty well. PMAY, the earlier versions, we've almost disbursed about 46,000 crores. So when the scheme gets launched and gets up and running, I believe we'll get a good share of that. Yes, that double-digit growth was not completely factored into the PMAY. But yes, some amount of affordable was surely factored in because we do affordable otherwise also.
Yeah, because that's why I was a little surprised that you're only saying low double digits if you're also sort of taking into account the added boost from PMAY. So then if we put it all together, then would 15% growth be a realistic assumption for this year?
Well, I'd say 12 to 15.
Okay. All right, Mr. Adhikari, we will leave it on that note for this morning. Then thank you very much for joining in and giving us some sense on the business. That's LIC Housing Finance.